Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This is Echo Shack, where I do a lot of deep dives on old analog equipment, as well as classic recording techniques, and also hybrid recording, where I mix digital and analog equipment to make music and record music. Today I've got this Shure M67 mixer from the late 60s. It was famously used during the recording of the Woodstock Festival in 1969. And this is a 4-in, 1-out mixer. So what that means is that we can plug 4 microphones into it and it spits out 1 mono channel. So you might think, well, that's a little limiting, right? I can't go back later and mix the individual instruments. But I think that's kind of the beauty of this thing, is that by having that limitation, you have to get your balance right at the input, and you don't have anything to really mess around with later, right? So it kind of saves you the trouble later on. And so I got into this trying to chase down this sort of Tame Impala drum sound. I've heard a lot about Kevin Parker's, techniques and some of the gear that he's used, and there's a lot of great videos out there about it. And somebody mentioned to me about the Shure level lock, as well as the classic DBX 160. So I have here the DBX 160 XT, which is a later model, but kind of has a similar flavor from what I can hear in the examples I've heard. I don't have an original 160, so feel free in the comments to let me know if this thing sounds anything like it. But my goal today was to just do a simple setup, trying to get that kind of Tame Impala, boom bap, psych rock kind of sound that he takes those styles and blends them together. So I also wanted to do this pretty affordably. This Shure mixer I got for about $100. You can find them around that price, give or take. The DBX, those are a little bit pricier. I think they go for about $350. I got this one cheaper than that because it was a while ago, but you can find something similar that will kind of do a similar sound to this. Also, just anything you have, even if it's like a, crappy compressor, you don't even know what it is, try it out, hook it up, see what happens. So I've got 4 mics on the drums plugged into this. I've got the bass drum, snare drum, and sort of a Glyn Johns overhead setup on the kit. That's it. 4 mics in, 1 channel out, going to the DBX 160 XT. I've got about a 6-to-1 ratio, and you can see the threshold is set kind of at 0 because this thing is getting smashed so hard that the output is pretty loud going into this thing. So that's just how I have it set to get kind of the sound that I wanted. I'm also using the over easy mode on the DBX, which gives it a soft knee, which is a more gradual compression effect. And for me, with the drums, when I had the hard knee on, it was just a little too squishy, too much. I wasn't getting enough kind of transient that I wanted. So let's check it out. First, I'm going to play, and we're going to hear just the Shure mixer so we can hear what that's doing. I'm hitting the preamps pretty hard so that I can kind of get that slightly distorted, kind of blown out sound. Then we'll engage the compressor and hear what that's doing. Okay, so here's the drum setup. I've got the Cascade Victor ribbon mics, cheap ribbons. I think I paid $250 for the pair several years ago, sort of in the Glyn Johns setup. Then I've got a Shure SM58 on the kick drum, and I've been using this thing a lot, the EVRE15 on the snare. Okay, so here is the Shure mixer, no compression, just the overheads. Okay, here's the Shure with no compression and just kick and snare this time. Okay, here's the mixer with all the mics on, no compression. So you can hear the preamps are pretty hot, pretty blown out. That's kind of the sound that I'm going for. So I'm just going to leave them like that, and we'll see how it reacts to the compression. All right, so here is the Shure mixer with just the overheads hitting the compressor with the over easy compression mode on, about a 6-to-1 ratio. All right, same compressor settings, just kick and snare this time. All right, same compressor settings again. All the mics are on. All right, changed a couple settings slightly on the compressor, slightly lower ratio, and adjusted the threshold slightly. Let's see how it sounds. Thanks for checking out this video. So I think this setup is pretty cool. I talked about the limitations and I really like that. And I really like what this compressor does to the cymbals, right? Sometimes when you're recording drums, the cymbals can be really harsh, especially when you start distorting preamps. You can get this really harsh cymbal sound. And with this compressor, because it's pretty squishy, it's pretty reactive, I find that it tames the cymbals in a nice way, and kind of it does that bloom thing because it has a little bit of a slow release, you know, kind of like the old Fairchild compressors and stuff like that. So I really like that sound, and it's kind of what I was going for. And to do this setup in a pretty affordable way, I think is cool. And to do it with hardware so that you're committing to the sound right from the beginning. Be sure to follow the link in the description that will take you to my website where you can download the audio from this session for free and use it in your productions. I've included the BPM as I did play it to a click. And please let me know if you make anything with it. Tag me, send it to me, hit me up. I'd love to hear it. Also, let me know in the comments which setting on the compressor you liked, and also what some of your favorite drum sounds are that have this sort of vibe. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.